Welcome, Raleigh. My name is Max Leisten. I'm the CEO of Protopia. We're a Raleigh-based technology companies that open sources expertise within innovation organizations. So I've been in this area for a while. I've had a product manager experience for about 20 years at venture-backed software companies. Local individuals will know ChannelVisor, SideQuest, and NetCertif, and UNC Chapel Hill MBA. Walked away about 2 years ago and to really follow my mission and my passion to figure out what it would take for people to connect. Interviewed a lot of individuals and really understood what's the dynamic for somebody to ask for help and somebody to give help, and how do you make that easy. And so we iterated quite a lot, learned a lot, went through the NC Idea Accelerator and came out and focused our software to entrepreneurial organizations. Knowing as an entrepreneur, I know that challenge well, how to ask for help, how to tap the network. And so we developed technology that automates the matchmaking that often happens between entrepreneurs and the advisors, the investors, the service providers in those networks. And then make it easy for individuals to ask for help and make it very easy for individuals, as you probably know, to give help. It needs to be relevant, easy, and respectful because everybody wants your time. So we automate this, but really, let me tell you what we do through the story of a customer. Mass Challenge is one of the world's largest accelerators, 1,500 startups, 8,000 advisors, and Artur is a mentor manager at Mass Challenge in Boston. What Artur really doesn't want to do is match entrepreneurs to advisors. What he'd rather do is sit down with entrepreneurs one-on-one, give them advice and coach them, so it eats up a lot of his cycles. The other problem that Artur has is that he wants to know who the best mentors are, because when you reach out as a potential mentor, you want to make sure that the individual gives good advice, that they respond, and that they help you make meaningful progress. So we started working with Artur. Now, the way most solution providers solve this problem today, and Mass Challenge has this as well, they create a directory. Somewhere that you can go where everybody in your network is classified with expertise, their location, and you type something in and you try the best people that can help you right there. But it's not easy to go in there and find someone. It really is not easy for the advisors because they don't want to get hammered with inbound inquiries. They're very selective on who they want to help. And then how do you create the right rapport between the entrepreneur and the advisor? And that's actually how most companies go to market today. They build very sexy interfaces, directories. You go in, you create a better search experience. LinkedIn is one of those. And then you rely on the entrepreneur to go and find and engage those individuals. So we've intentionally done something different, a deceptively low-tech application that first of all does not require you to log in. It does not require you to download an application, but allows the entrepreneur, the innovator, to ask a question that we take apart to understand who you are, what you're asking for, and then we go into the network, we mine the network and find the very best advisors that can help based on expertise, location, preferences, past behavior. We stack rank them and then go to the first 5 to 10 of them and basically saying, this matches your wheelhouse, you seem to be available, you've told us that you'd like to hear from us, do you have a minute to help? Not only do we ask them if you want to help, but we also ask you how you want to help. Do you want to share advice? Do you want to share a call? Do you want to share a meeting? And by the way, nobody knows we've asked you, so you have a guilt-free no, which is really important when you're a busy professional. And when you pass, we go next to the next batch of advisors in the queue, and we ask if they can help. And we don't rest until the entrepreneur has been helped. And at the end of it, we go back and we get qualitative and quantitative advice and insights from the advisor and the entrepreneur to figure out how well it worked. We encourage the entrepreneur to reach out to the advisor to build that human connection that's so important for the entrepreneur. And so going back to Artur, he no longer has to do any matching. It runs automatically for him. Actually, one of the biggest values we drive for our customers is that saving them time. So they don't have to invest the half a resource that we see on average on making that matchmaking. The technology does it for them. What's more important is he actually now has insight in how his community is engaging. He knows who the best mentors are, the best entrepreneurs. He knows who's not pulling his or her weight, and also where the programming gaps are that he needs to do. So, of course, as a startup, we love free software. But one of the reasons, of course, we love open source is that open source is very much leveraging expertise that is out in network and individuals giving their time and expertise to develop new things. So we are essentially an open source technology to help tap the expertise and make it easy on all sides. Other organizations we're working with are co-working spaces, accelerators, higher education university, higher education entrepreneurship programs. So we work with NC States, love them. And HQ Raleigh just launched over the last 2 weeks. How we're making money, the business model. So we charge a subscription fee, monthly or annual. It depends on how big the network is. It depends on what capabilities you want. And also depends on if you wanted desire and integration. So some of our customers have CRM systems. They have ERP systems. They don't necessarily want to reinvent the wheel and create a new application, but they want to see more engagement in their communities. Our first market is the entrepreneurship organizations. So there's about 20,000 in North America. But we've also started conversations already with higher education. We just launched NC State Mechanical Engineering to connect students to alumni and make that easy and respectful. And the big prize for us is actually enterprises. When you've got a global organization such as Red Hat and Citrix or Cisco, how do you find the individual that can help you with expertise right now that is available, for example, for a sales call, for some code that you need to deploy or an integration you need to make. So making that happen and making that smart and making it easy is what we're about. Of course, it's not just me. I'm incredibly fortunate to be joined by a team that is passionate on the technology side, marketing, sales, business development, operations. We've got a team of advisors that have run entrepreneurship programs, that have been mentors, that have been entrepreneurs, that guide us in our strategy and how we go forward and stay, as you probably know, most importantly, focused on our core target market. So I'm going to stop actually with and ask myself. We are a startup. We're looking for talent, people that are really passionate about using artificial intelligence to drive human intelligence. Number two, we're looking for funding. We've just started a process for a first round. And we're looking for innovative organizations that are trying to scale and make it easier for people to connect regardless of time zone and borders. With that, I'm done. Any questions?
All right.
Oh, good.
Great presentation from Protopia. Now let's hear from our judges.
And yes, the accent is German. Uh-oh.
So I'm trying to understand the problem exactly.
Okay.
Well, if you could synthesize it down to 10 seconds, what is the compelling reason why someone would want to use Protopia?
So from a buying organization perspective, they're actually spending time today matching entrepreneurs to their experts. So most of organizations spend about half a resource to a quarter of a resource taking those questions and matching them. So if you belong to an accelerator, somebody's trying to get to you, and there's typically a gatekeeper. So that's number one, saving those organizations time. The other is also that people often lack the insight who the best mentors are and the best experts in the network. So we provide them that insight. So it's time saving and giving them insights into how effective that community is working. Did that answer your question?
I think it kind of answered the question, but I'm trying to, so it's basically incubators or filters into entrepreneurs or very busy professionals would use your service to offload some of the cycling between incoming requests, their calendar, their time. I'm just trying to understand like where that sort of slots into a market. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because there's a finite number of incubators in the United States. Right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so the entrepreneur organization is really only the first market we're going after. If you look even at associations, they drive on engagement. So I'm an association member, let's say a certified financial professionals, and I'm looking for somebody who's got experience with the new tax laws that passed. The number one problem that individual will solve this is go to the directory and reach out and saying, listen, what are the implications of that tax law in West Virginia? So we use technology to find that right individual and then make it very easy and respectful for that person to engage, right? So it's really take the friction out of the process.
So building two-sided markets is always tricky.
It is, yes.
So I'm an expert. Why do I care? I mean, do I get paid? Or do you get paid when I join? How do I, you find me randomly and then I get a note from you saying, hey, there's somebody who needs you? How does all that work?
No, so that's a great question. Let me be clear about this. So Mass Challenge as a customer, they actually plug their network into our solution. We don't have a network. You're already signed up as a mentor to help Mass Challenge startups. So you go through a sign-up process and they say, hey, we want you to help out. Somebody's trying to open a door. Somebody's looking for pitching advice. They may reach out to you and saying, are you available for lunch hours, or are you available to come in and mentor someone? Many advisors actually saying, listen, I don't have time for lunch. I'd love to help, but I'm a really busy individual. So we're trying to make it easier for them. So rather than the two-sided marketplace, they plug their networks into what we do.
Okay, so you're offering me an intra-organizational connectivity solution.
That's
for
correct.
a better way. Okay.
That's
got it.
correct.
Thank you.
I had Mark's same question in terms of what's in it for the expert.
Yep.
So I think you answered that. So with the machine learning, though, and artificial intelligence, if they're putting their profiles in, it seems like it'd just be easy to search by keywords that they have in there. So what's the AI or ML?
Yeah, no, so absolutely. We do offer the ability for someone to launch a directory, right? But many advisors and mentors actually choose to have their profiles hidden, saying, listen, I don't want an entrepreneur to reach out to me, but if there's something that I can help with, I want you to let me know about this. Right, but I'm really busy. I don't want to say no. I don't want to be a bad person. So we're trying to make it very easy for you, and saying, listen, Karen, you're only going to get an email when it really matches not only what you're interested in, but how you've behaved in the past and where you're located. And then you can either respond and engage, or you can simply pass, and we'll just get you the next time when we find something that you want to assist with. Because you've signed up to be a part of this network, and you've indicated that you want to help. But we also know your time is really busy. Does it help?
You say the software as a service. How do you price it?
So we price based on the size of the network. So let's say you've got 5,000 individuals in that network that you want us to engage. We base the subscription annually or monthly based on the size of the network.
And how do you come up with that number?
The number of the network?
No, the number that you price it at.
So we're very early. Right now we've anchored a little bit what the customers tell us and what other solutions charge in the market. And as you probably can imagine, we test these price points. So right now the average price point is about $7,000 a year. I'd like to double that, but it's just a matter of learning more and building capabilities on top of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Protopia.